Well, I did the thing again. The thing where I say I'm going to do weekly videos on here. And I keep saying I would love to grow this channel. I would love to see this channel get to 100,000 by the end of the year. I think it'd be kind of cool if the main channel got to 1 million and this one got to 100,000 by the end of the year. That'd be kind of cool. But I haven't really been putting the effort into this. I keep saying I'm going to do it. And by the way, I think it actually says on my banner that this is a daily vlog. Like that was the idea in the beginning, that it was going to be a daily vlog. Yeah, new vlog every weekday. That's no script, no edit, no boundaries. Oh my God. I'm such a douche. Is that really? Oh God, that's embarrassing. Yeah, no boundaries. Because I'm so controversial and dangerous. Actually, I've been in a weird place lately. Since this is my place to sort of confess what's going on with me, I suppose I might as well go for it. 800,000. That's where I am on the main channel. 800,000. And the reason why that's kind of messing with me, first of all, every single level that I have reached in the channel, every single time it's gotten to a new, size, there's a little bit of an adjustment. Things just happen differently. Things, people treat you differently, and it's just, things change, as the channel gets bigger. In the past, I've never thought of my channel as a big channel. It was always just the thing that I'm doing, and I would always point at people who had a bigger channel and be like, oh no, they're the big guys. I'm like, whatever. I suppose after I hit 500,000, I consider myself to be an average size channel, or a mid-sized channel, I guess, But now that I'm in the 800,000 range, I'm definitely a big channel. If I ran across some other channel and I saw that they had 800,000 or 900,000 subscribers, I'd be like, whoa, that's a big channel, so trying to apply that same thinking to my own channel, it's like, yeah, I've got to just sort of accept that. I don't think of myself in that way, and I don't see myself as a big YouTuber or anything, but, stepping outside of that and kind of getting over myself, I have to admit that, yeah, that's kind of where I am now. And it's a weird square to circle. And I'm in this place now where it's like I have to actually ask myself, am I a celebrity? Do I have some kind of minor amount of fame ish? I mean, it's a weird dichotomy between how other people see me and how I see myself. In my daily life, I've said before, the coronavirus thing hasn't affected me that much because I was already pretty much a shut-in. I worked from home, and I might go to a coffee shop from time to time and do some work there, but I wasn't somebody that, interacted with people a whole lot. So this whole dichotomy, so I'm starting to notice people, I guess, treating me a bit more like I've got a bit of celebrity status. People who follow the channel, but also just friends of mine acting differently around me. It's weird because I don't think of myself in those terms, and yet other people do. And I have to sort of accept that they have a different view of me than I have of myself. And with that, it carries a lot of weight in a lot of different ways, because something I've learned about myself over the years is that I can come off kind of aloof to other people, just in my life. And it's one of these things that you have to kind of understand about the way you put yourself out there is not necessarily what's reflecting what's going on inside. So I might be a little bit aloof just because I'm kind of a little bit shy and and awkward, So I tend to kind of back up a little bit. And so to other people, it might not come off like that. Maybe it never did come off like I was shy or awkward. It came off like I was too good or something, and now, especially that I've got this certain status, I suppose, that's amplified even more. And I've become really aware of that. And now I'm like super anxious all the time about how I'm coming off to people. If I'm, if the weight of this label that's been applied to me now, like, adds so much more to that general side of myself that has always probably been a little bit of an issue in terms of being social and whatnot. I really probably should be talking to a therapist about it, honestly. I'm actually really pro therapy. I think I've talked about that before, and I haven't seen anybody in a while. But the more this is going, the more I'm thinking I really probably should do that. It's not because I'm I'm having any major issues. It's not like my life is in the toilet or anything. Things are actually fantastic for me. But it's just, all of this comes with new territory and new just kind of ways of being in the world that I'm not used to yet. And I need to kind of figure out how to be whatever this is that I am right now. Like, something I really have trouble conceptualizing in my head is the fact that if I run into somebody who recognizes me, which really doesn't happen that often, but when I do, just taking a minute to have a conversation with that person would make their whole day, maybe whole week, maybe whole month. It might give them a story they would go and tell people, because this guy that they watch all the time, they met them and I was nice to them and had a conversation and everything. That's kind of a weird position to be in, but it's also an amazing position to be in. Just the thought that all I have to do is stop and have a conversation with somebody for a minute, and that would give them a story they would want to tell other people and brag about. Like, that's an unbelievable honor to be able to do that. But it's still something that feels weird to me, Like, some people have asked if I want to be on Cameo. If you don't know what Cameo is, it's an app where you can basically pay celebrities to deliver a message, like tell somebody happy birthday or whatever, congratulations, whatever it might be. It's like a greeting card, but the greeting card is being done on video by a celebrity of some kind. And some of them, I went on their website and I looked around. Some of them are like pretty big name people that you would all know. Some of them are sort of bit players that sort of carve their own little weird viral niche. I mean, like the soup Nazi from Seinfeld is on there, that kind of thing. And then there were some that I just never heard of, some, I guess, YouTubers that have a following or whatnot. And people have asked if I would do that. And I really, that's one of those things. I'm just like, gross. No, no, like, why would somebody pay to hear me say happy birthday? That's just the weirdest thing. But that has happened recently. I actually, I did take a phone call and wish somebody a happy birthday because they were a big fan, and his sister asked me to do it. So I was like, sure, why not? It was at the beginning of the whole lockdown thing, and I felt like that would be a cool thing to do. And it was fun, and I'm glad I did it, but still, it's kind of like, what? It's just kind of, okay, that's weird, but sure, Another weird thing that I've run into is there's websites out there that try to figure out how much money you make, and I'm on some of them. I was actually in a conversation on Zoom with a few other fairly big YouTubers that I've gotten to know, and we were talking about that. We started looking ourselves up, on Wikipedia. I don't have a Wikipedia page. I barely have a Reddit subreddit, but no, I was looking up there's this famous birthdays thing, like what are people's birthdays? First of all, it has my birthday wrong, but it did have some really weirdly specific things about me that were right, and I was like, oh, that's awkward. But yeah, there's these websites that, like, I guess if you do a Google search on my name, like one of the first things that comes up is net worth, and there was a video that somebody pointed at me, and there was this guy. I shared this with Tim and Ben. I thought it was hilarious. There's a guy who, like, that's all he does on his YouTube channel is like try to figure out how much money the other YouTubers are making. Like, that's his thing. And as weird as that is, I was kind of like, you know what? It's not the worst idea. For some reason, people are interested in that. And, I mean, that's an interesting little niche that he carved out. Now, he was nowhere close to right with me. And I think it's kind of impossible to really gauge how much money a YouTuber makes because we all have our own different, business models and stuff. It's kind of impossible to know how much AdSense pays because the CPMs are different with everybody, and sponsorships are different because, depending on how much you're converting versus views and what, there's a whole lot of, metrics involved with it. It's not a clear-cut thing. But yeah, look at this. You Google Joe Scott net worth, and the first thing that comes up, and it's actually like broken out over here, it says $400,000. Oh my God, I wish. Can I just say that is nowhere close to right? Like, nowhere close to right. That's, I don't know. And you keep going down. Where's this? Okay, so according to StatsMash, my take in May of this year is $740,000. No. Like, this is like my dream. I mean, if this was real, I couldn't be happier. Okay, YouTube star Joe Scott's net worth is $66 million at the age of 44 years old. Trend Celebs Now says that I'm between 1 million and 5 million. So first of all, like the whole idea of like people being so interested in how much money any celebrity makes, but especially me, um, is just weird. Now, I'll be honest. I've seen other, say, YouTubers who have a huge Patreon following, and I got curious. And it's more of a, I feel like it's a professional curiosity. So I did kind of like check it out to see how much they were possibly making from Patreon and doing what they do. But again, I feel like it's a little bit different because I am a YouTuber, so I'm kind of curious about the strategies that they're using and whatnot. But this sort of fascination of needing to know how much money a celebrity or a YouTuber makes, it's like, I don't, why do you need to know that? And again, you crawl into some of these, and some of the stats and facts in there, some of them are wrong, but some of them are like weirdly specifically right. And it's like, clearly I've said something on one of these channels and that's where it came from. But I just kind of get like, why do people need to know this? But look, I mean, these are vastly exaggerated. Nothing would make me happier than for what I just said to be right. Any of those would be great. But having said that, I will confess, I'm definitely doing better than I've ever done before in my life, financially. But it's at a weird place right now with the whole coronavirus thing, because like I'm making enough that my Presbyterian guilt is kicking in. And I'm starting to feel like I haven't earned this. I don't deserve it. I'm taking away from other people. So I really want to like help other people out, but I'm not making enough to where, I can donate here and there, and I've tried to help out, especially local businesses and whatnot. But I'm not making enough to where I could like give away a significant chunk of it to really help people out, because I don't know how long this thing's going to last. And this is money I'm going to want to retire on someday. I'm not going to do YouTube forever, So it's like I'm making enough to feel guilty about it, but I'm not making so much that I can really do anything with it significant, But one thing that has happened, and I don't know, I'd never heard of this magazine before in my life, but it just started showing up, and it's called The Rob Report. This is the most hilarious magazine I've ever seen in my life. This is just made for rich people. By the way, and there's a difference between being wealthy, which I might be on the cusp of wealthy, and rich, okay? This is rich stuff. Yeah, so they tell you exactly which super yachts you should invest in. That one looks nice. There's a modern schooner down there at the bottom. How to get your hands on concept cars. But it's these outfits that get me. These are the ones that always kind of blow my mind. So that's an $860 sweater and a $590 shirt and the backpack. Oh yeah, okay. So the backpack down at the bottom, that's only $8,600. But I have to confess, like I love looking through this magazine because it's so ridiculous. Do you want a $7,000 tea tray? Yeah, I was looking at that. Would you like a $650 light bulb? You can find one here. I mean, this is just 1,000% like wish fulfillment and fantasy that I could ever get any of these things. And I used to really be into watches. Like once upon a time I would see that and be like, yes, I must have Salivate. I never wear watches anymore. But here's what's really funny about this. It just started showing up recently, but it's not sent to me. It's actually sent to my wife. So if their strategy is, let's find people in the media or out there who apparently make $66 million a month, according to the internet, and so let's send them this magazine that's going to get them to spend all this money, but let's not send it to them. Let's send it to that guy's wife, because they're the ones that actually spend all the money, right? Is my tinfoil hat tight enough around my forehead? And, of course, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a rock star. I wanted to be a movie star. I wanted to be a celebrity. And of course, I wanted this channel to grow, and I wanted to eventually get to a place where I was big and, people would follow me and stuff. So, I mean, this is all stuff I've always wanted, and I'm not complaining about it. It's a great position to be in. But it's different, and it's weird, and it's requiring a lot of adjustments on my part up in my brain head. Anyway, there's no way to wrap this up. I hope that this didn't come off like I'm unappreciative of what's happening right now. I'm super appreciative, and it's a very interesting journey. I just like to think that I'm kind of pulling you guys along with me on this journey because it's just all brand new to me. But yeah, it's the idea that you have a public persona that is different from your private persona, and everybody expects you to be one thing, but you think you're something else. So I don't know. Am I a celebrity? Am I a minor celebrity? Am I a micro celebrity? I guess in some weird way I am, but that's just something I've got to adjust to. But and maybe someday, just maybe, I'll make the kind of money that apparently everybody on the internet thinks that I make. At which point you'll be able to hear me cheering as loudly as possible from wherever you might be, because that sounds awesome. Anyway, if this was random, well, that's what this channel is supposed to be. I'm trying to get myself to actually put more content out here. So there will be more to come, not daily, and probably there will be a boundary or two. I've got to change that. That's it for now. You guys have a good one. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you next time. Love you guys. Later.